Welcome to our YouTube channel. In today's video I'd like to provide you with basic information on operating and playing our teardrop hurdy-gurdy, as well as answer some of the most frequently asked questions about our instrument. Let's start. First of all, I would like to tell you what to do with the instrument after the package arrives. If the humidity outside differs significantly from those inside, we recommend waiting a while for the instrument to acclimate to the new conditions. During transport, to reduce tension, we also loosen the strings slightly, so the instrument will need to be tuned. First, check to see if any loose strings have caught on anything or fallen out of the bridge grooves. For the instrument to function properly, the string should be wrapped on the tuning peg from below. If there is paper strip under any string on the bridge, don't remove it. I'll explain its purpose later. The instrument is tuned to G3 for the first melody string on the D'Addario assente viola string, C3 for second melody string on D'Addario assente viola string, G3 for trumpet string on classical guitar D string, and G2 for drone string on classical guitar low E string. Let's start with tuning the G melody string. First set the other string to the off position. Now you can start tuning the tuning peg. Just remember, after tuning the first string, it's best to tune the next strings to the melody string, not to the tuner. Remember that synthetic core strings are quite flexible, so they need several tunings over several hours to become consistently stable. The hurdy-gurdy, like any other musical instrument, should also be tuned before each playing session. A hurdy-gurdy requires regular string wool changes, ROSIN application to the wheel, sometimes increasing or decreasing the string pressure on the wheel using paper stripes on the bridge, or tuning the keys, which are commonly referred to as setting up the instrument. Your hurdy-gurdy will likely be ready to play after tuning, as we set up the instrument before shipping. Unfortunately, sometimes some of the steps mentioned here need to be performed immediately after unpacking the hurdy-gurdy, as transport and change in humidity can affect the instrument. At the beginning of this introduction, I also encourage you to watch the instrument setup tutorials made by professional hurdy-gurdy players. Here I only describe the basics and the things that work best with our instrument, as each instrument might react slightly differently due to its materials and construction. The wool should be replaced regularly. Experienced players will easily recognize when to do it, but beginners may find it a bit difficult. If you are unsure when to replace it, I recommend simply do it at specific intervals. For example, before each play if you practice for more than an hour a day, or every few days if you practice for several minutes a day. To replace the wool, remove the old wool roll and apply rosin to the string where the new wool will be applied. Pull out a strand of the wool and break it to about 2 cm long. The fibers should be relatively even and not twisted. Place the strand under the string and begin turning the wheel. To ensure the wool wraps smoothly, you can help it a little with your finger. Note that I'm only touching the wool and the string, don't touch the wheel surface. The finished roll of wool should be even in the center of the circle and without knots. Rosin should be applied when the instrument's sound begins to become weak and thin. Simply take the rosin, place it on the wheel and turn the crank a few times. Don't apply too much rosin, as the sound will become scratchy. If you think you applied too much, you can take some wool and remove the rosin from the wheel by pressing it against the wheel and turning it. Another aspect of instrument setup is adjusting the strings at the bridge. If a string sounds too weak or doesn't sound at all, it may mean the string is too high on the bridge. On the other hand, if the string sounds hard and raspy, it may be too low on the bridge. Changes in humidity can affect this. If you notice any of these things, place one or more stripes of paper under the string at the bridge until you achieve the desired result, or remove the strip from the bridge if it's needed. The final step in setting up the instrument is tuning the keys. Once the instrument has stabilized, you can check whether all the keys are in tune. Check the sound of the open strings referring to each key individually. If a key is out of tune, you need to unscrew the screw securing the tangent and adjust the tangent to the correct position. If the sound is too low, adjust the tangent more towards the right. If it's too high, adjust it towards the left. Screw the tangent back in, but remember to stop tightening the screw as soon as you feel resistance, as over-tightening can over-treat the hole and the hole will need to be repaired. This hurdy-gurdy model features three types of strings: melody, drone and trumpet. The strings can be turned on and off at any time by simply pulling the strings from the off position to the on position or vice versa. There are two melody strings, G and C, and as the name suggests, they are used to play melodies as they can be shortened using the keys. The keyboard is similar to a piano keyboard. The lower keys are like the white keys on a piano, and the upper keys are like the black keys. One of the keys is shared and can be tuned to the note F or F sharp, depending on your needs. The drone string plays a single continuous note and gives the hurdy-gurdy this distinctive sound similar to bagpipes. The trumpet string is used to beat the rhythm. To do this, make a quick crank motion. The best rhythm sound when playing the trumpet is achieved with a quick but very short motion. The trumpet is adjusted using an additional peg. Tightening the tension cord makes the trumpet louder and requires less crank movement to start. Releasing the tension cord weakens the trumpet until the bass disappeared completely. The trumpet then acts similarly to a drone. When you are tuning the trumpet string and adjust the tension cord, the trumpet bridge can move to the right or left. Be sure to adjust it so that it is always parallel to the main bridge. That's all of the basics of our teardrop-shaped hurdy-gurdy. We want to gather the most frequently asked questions about operating our instrument here to help you become more familiar with it. We encourage you to subscribe to our channel and like the video if you found it helpful, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!